Meanwhile, the dead Jaffa has been found, so Osiris orders the area sealed off and pumped full of coolant. Toxic if the exposure is long enough, but still better than being in the engine room right now, because that coolant, they kind of need it down there. All the Jaffa in there are going to get a blast of radiation, and I doubt any of them are going to get a visit trying to help them ascend through fortune cookie wisdom. O'Neill and Teal'c are soon knocked out by the gas and locked up, so with Carter and Heimdall out of options, we should probably spend this downtime working on the Asgard project. Yeah, I remember him from the Corbomite maneuver. 30,000 years ago, a ship was launched with the Asgard crew in suspended animation. But when someone spilled some coffee on the controls or something, the ship was lost, drifted from their galaxy to ours, and eventually was found here. This is the last perfectly preserved specimen of one of their ancestors, which may be the way to solve their current problem and survive. They kept it here because, replicators fucking shit up back home and all that. That's why this planet is in the treaty, even if no one lives here, to keep the Goa'uld from snooping around and futzing with it. Now things are more complicated. We're going to have to take it back and hope for the best. Speaking of which...
In which case our chances of escape are negligible.
All we gotta do is bust out of here, take out every Jaffa between here and the Peltac, commandeer the ship, and fly on home.
I stand corrected.
Well, it looks like Anubis is too clever for his own good. With his mind linked to the ship's computer, Thor is able to talk to O'Neill and Teal'c and free them from the cell, giving them a chance to try something. He's not in control or anything. It took just about everything he had to do that. He's still trying to fight off the whole stealing all the secrets of the Asgard thing. So O'Neill is going to have to do something, but a little less optimistic than that original plan. But there's a bit of good news. Someone is providing a distraction. You! The Goa'uld, not you at home, but thanks for trying. Osiris is forced to send the other two ships off to provide reinforcements, but better for them is that one of the gliders found the lab and are blasting their way in, forcing Carter to hurry. She directs them to where they can access the force field crystals, but she gets captured before she can tell them which crystals to take. However, there is a way to unravel this particular Gordian knot. Not too dissimilar to what happened to the actual knot, really. Before he reaches this solution, though, he and Teal'c need to take out some Jaffa, and Carter gets interrogated by Osiris about where Daniel is, presuming that he's out causing mischief to thwart their plans. Carter says that he's dead, which you can interpret as either Daniel's ascension should be kept a secret, but equally likely, given her arc for the episode, a reflection of how she feels, as she thinks what happened to him is the same thing as death, even if no one else will see it that way. Luckily, with the shield now down, Heimdall can beam everyone to the cargo ship, including Thor, who still has that thing in his head, though, so Anubis can track his whereabouts. Their cloak and their shields are quickly knocked out, and Anubis has them dead to rights, which is always the best time for the cavalry to come over the hill. The Asgard have finally arrived, and with 3 ships this time, Anubis knows that hauling ass is the better part of valor. Thor gets freed of the device, but now is in a coma. The mind probe thing is unlike anything they've ever seen before. Anubis is tapping into some kind of unknown technology in his plans for galactic conquest. And it wasn't like he wasn't scary enough already. But there is one ray of sunshine.
What was that?
If ever a gust of wind is called for, Daniel will be there. Judgment call, but I'm listing this as a must-see. The fact the Asgard's days might be numbered is a significant issue for them, and the further demonstration of Anubis' power shows the level of threat that he poses, especially if you've seen us cover the end of Season 6. I give the episode a stamp of recommended. There's some good character dynamic here, and while Carter does eventually get a little judgmental of others' lack of grief, the questions that it raises are worth discussion. Until now, the Asgard have been our ace in the hole. We can't always rely on it because of their own problems, but when they get involved, the balance of power is always in their favor. This now questions that. If Anubis can force even them into situations where their superiority isn't a given, then what future do we have? The closest thing to comfort is O'Neill's answer to Teal'c's off-screen question about not making enough of a nuisance of ourselves just yet, clearly meaning whether Anubis will come for them. Right now, Anubis knows there are more potential threats, and that to waste time attacking Earth would be counterproductive in the face of more dangerous enemies. SG-1 might have thwarted his plan, but it doesn't change the immediate situation. We'll have to see where that takes us from here.